All right, this is chapter 2, day 5, solving equations with variables on both sides. It goes with lesson 2-4, so let's take a look. Starting here with number 1. So now you can see what we're adding in here is that there are variables on both sides, meaning there's letters on both sides. So it's still the equal sign that divides the problem into halves. But now what we want to do is we want to get all of our n's on the left and all of our not n's on the right-hand side, because we've got letters on both sides. So we've got to get all the n's on one side. So what I do is I look on the left side here, it's the n side. Well, plus 2 doesn't have an n, so he's on the wrong side. So to move a plus 2, I would subtract 2. What I do on the left, I have to do on the right. And I would subtract 2 from the negative 10 because they are both constants. They're like terms. So the 2 minus 2 cancels out. I have 3n equals other side. Negative 10 minus 2 combining like terms is negative 12. And I still have the plus 7n. So now you can see on the left side, everything on the left side has an n. So now everything on the right side, we want to not have an n. So see this 7n? He's on the wrong side because he has an n. So to move a plus 7n to the other side, I'm moving the entire term. So since I was adding 7n, my bad, I'm going to subtract 7n on both sides. So then he's no longer here. So 3n minus 7n is negative 4n. On the right-hand side, I still have negative 12. Now you can see everyone is on the correct side. The n's are on the left, the non-n's are on the right. So now we're just going to solve it. So this is a one-step equation. So to get rid of the multiply by negative 4, we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. So then the negative 4's cancel out. We get n equals negative 12 divided by negative 4 is 3. So our answer is 3. All right, let's go down here and look at number 3. So again, I can see what's happening. Here we go, equal sign divided in half. I've got m's on the left and m's on the right? So this is going to be variables on both sides. Something a little different on this one, I look on the left. Is there anything I can do to simplify 1 plus m? Nope. On the right, however, I have like terms that I could go ahead and put together. So I have 1 plus m equals negative 4m plus 4m is actually 0. All right, so now I'm going to try and get m alone. M's not alone because of the plus 1, so I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. And on that one, I'm actually already at m equals negative 1. So that one kind of had a shortcut in it, didn't it? All right, let's look over here at number 4. Again, equal sign cuts it in half. Nothing I can do to simplify either side, so I want to get x's over here, right? And then the not x's over here. So looking on the x side, who doesn't belong? Negative 5, because he doesn't have an x. So to move a negative 5, I would add 5. On the right, I would add it to the 1 because they are both constants, right? They don't have x's. So now I've got negative 7x equals on the right. 1 plus 5 is 6. I still have the minus 5x. So now on the x side, you can see everyone has an x. So now I'm looking at the not x side. Well, I see this x on the not x side, so he's got to move. So to move the entire minus 5x, I would add 5x. What I do on the right, I have to do on the left. So negative 7x plus 5x is negative 2x. When I combine like terms, on the right I see I still have 6. So now that everyone's on the correct side, x is on the left, non-x is on the right. I'm going to get x alone. To get rid of a multiply by negative 2, I would divide both sides by negative 2 and find out that x is negative 3. So just adding one more step into what we've been doing, right? If you have variables on both sides, you got to get all of your letters on the same side. All right, we're actually going to look at number 6 first, and then we'll go back to number 5. Those will be the last two we look at today. So here on number 6, equal sign divides, right? But what I see is I need to simplify my sides first, right? This left-hand side can be distributed. So I'm looking at 2 times 2b is 4b. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. And then we're still equal to 2b minus 22. So that's all I can do to simplify the sides. So then I'm going to go b's on the left, right? No b on the right. I call this the right, isn't it? So b's on the left, my bad. No b's on the right. So on the b side, minus 16 doesn't belong because he doesn't have a b. So to move a minus 16, I would add 16. I would add it to the negative 22 on the other side because of those are the like terms. So I have 4b equals 2b. Negative 22 plus 16. Remember, if you struggle with positives and negatives, use your calculator. That's negative 6. So then I can see the b side has just b's. The no b side, though, has a b. So this 2b is on the wrong side. So to move the entire 2b term, he was positive. So I'm going to subtract him to the other side. So 4b minus 2b is 2b. On the right, we have negative 6. So now, to get 2b alone, to get b alone, to get rid of the multiply by 2, I would divide by 2. So then b is alone, and negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Boom. Bad circle. All right, one more. Let's look at number 5. Same concept, equal sign, dividing it in half. But I can see I can simplify this right-hand side for sure. So I have 24 minus 8x. Remember, this 8 doesn't get distributed to because he's not involved in the parentheses. So I have 8. 8 times x is 8x. And 8 times 6 is 48. So the only difference on this one, and this is as difficult as they will get, you can see after you distribute it, you have these like terms on the right-hand side that you can combine. So on the left, there's no like terms over there to combine, but on the right, we can put together 8 and 48. So we're sitting at 24 minus 8x equals 8 and 48 would be 56 plus 8x. So now that both sides are simplified, I got to get my x's on the left, my no x on the right. So I can see who's on the wrong side over here is 24 because he is on the x side, but he doesn't have an x. So I would subtract 24 on both sides, subtracting it from 56 on the right because those are the constants. Don't lose your sign here. You have a negative 8x equals 56 minus 24 would be 32. Still plus 8x, just dropping down what didn't change. So now the x side is full of x's, but my no x side here has an x. So on the no x side, I have to move the plus 8x. So to move a plus 8x, I would subtract 8x. What I do on the right, I have to then come over here and do on the left. I'll just write down here below this one. We're not going to do that one. So negative 8x minus 8x is negative 16x. On the right then, our 8x canceled out, we have 32. So now to get x alone, he's being multiplied because everything's on the correct side right now. We've got our x's on the left, no x's on the right. So to get rid of a multiply by negative 16, we're going to divide by negative 16. So then that gets x alone to equal 32 divided by negative 16 is negative 2. All right, so that's actually as far as we'll go with equations in this chapter. So remember, letters on one side, non-letters on the other side. That's equations with variables on both sides.